Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
What?
Your dress will not zip up. It's not fitting. Oh my god. Keep pulling. Oh my gosh, I'm doing it.
It's not. We can't get it together.
Guys, what is going on? Oh my God, I'll go get a sewing machine.
Oh my god, I can't believe it. You weren't supposed to eat.
But I haven't eaten in 3 months.
Like, oh my God, pick a wedding dress that fits you. You totally want to be comf.
Okay, so all I know is that if I picked a dress that was not for my body type, not for my personality, not for my budget, I hope that if it's not for my body type and it doesn't fit me on the day of, whoever is coming to save me runs as fast as the girl in the skit with the sewing machine, because that was phenomenal. But there is a lesson here, you know, there really is a lesson here. You know, I know that this is really your area of expertise, Penny, so.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many girls come in with magazines saying, I want this dress. They have no idea. They've never tried it on.
Right.
And it's just totally the wrong dress for them.
Well, and how do you say that? Like, I cannot even imagine being in your shoes. How do you say that? How do you go, well, you're this, and that's just not.
I don't even think it's that so much. I think maybe the height, or some girls just might be really skinny, and they're not going to look good in a mermaid gown that accentuates your curves that you don't have.
Any.
You know what I mean? So it's things like that.
Well, what you try to do is get them in I love getting girls for the first time because they come in and I say, okay, let's try on every dress style, every style of dress we have.
Right,
so I
which
let
is
them
smart.
sparkly, ball gown, mermaid, fit and flare,
You know,
and
strapless.
hopefully they'll kind of pick up on it.
They do. As soon as they put it on, they start to say, oh, what was I thinking? Which is perfect, because then it makes my job easier. I don't have to say, it looks like crap, I'm not selling you that dress.
Right.
Well, and we're all girls. We know what kind of clothes look good on us. We know what kind of dresses look good on us. So a wedding dress is no different.
No, not at all.
You know, I mean,
no
it's still going to be the same kind of fit
Right.
that you would normally wear.
Yeah, but it's like a fantasy. You know, you've been dreaming about it for all these years, you know, and then it's like
this ball gown.
and then you get there,
Cinderella
You want the ball gown, and then you put the ball gown on.
And your butt looks huge.
Brides or bridesmaids buy a dress that's too small for them.
Because they swear they're going to lose weight, and they're not going to lose weight.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. You need to buy a dress that fits your measurements the day you buy your dress. And
Because you can always go down. Right, you can always go down.
But you can never let out. There's very minimal you can do to let it out.
Well, and talking about alterations, also making sure you have a good alteration.
A good alteration person is key. That's right. And don't wait, if you get your dress 12 months in advance, don't wait until the day before your wedding or your wedding day to put your dress on again.
Try your dress
Try it on again and at least 4 weeks before your wedding to give yourself some time if you need to re-alter.
And kind of saying the same thing with the bridesmaids. We've also seen bridesmaids who have not fit into their gowns. And
they're either too big or they're
too small. And, you know, you're having to do all sorts of contraptions just to get them down the aisle so you don't see the safety pins hanging out underneath.
You know, I had a girl who literally called me the day of the wedding. She picked up the dress on Friday right before the rehearsal, didn't try it on until the day of the wedding. And she called me saying it's too big. I went, dude, where you been?
Yeah.
You didn't try it on in the store?
I'd rather be too big than too small.
Yeah, definitely.
But still, it ruins pictures.
Well, and they're uncomfortable for the remaining of the day.
That's true.
So
I had a
ultimately, you cut
bridesmaid
yourself
who
no
completely
corners.
was out of all of the bride's pictures because her dress didn't fit.
Yeah.
Just because I could not get her dress
And
up.
then you're putting stress on the bride, obviously, because you don't look right in your dress, and she envisioned everyone to be a certain way.
I think as a bridesmaid, that's your responsibility. You should make sure that you try on your dress beforehand, and make sure it fits.
And make sure it
And
fits.
set a goal. Instead of setting the goal by buying a dress too small and going, that's my goal, then get a dress that's a size 14 and go, my goal is to have it altered to an 8 before I walk down
And
the
it
aisle.
can be done with a good alteration kit.
Exactly. And keep in
can
mind
be
that
done.
wedding dresses are always off size. So they're not true to size, which is great. Penny can talk on that.
Oh yeah, you
know?
need to definitely, the ladies need to get past the number.
That's
Because
right.
if you're a size 6, you're ultimately going to be buying a size 10.
My dress was a 10 and I was a 6.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, what? No,
Exactly.
I'm 6.
So you really need to get past that number. And then depending on the style, if it's a fuller cut, an A-line or a ball gown, you probably can get away with something maybe a little bit smaller in the hip. But if it's a tighter mermaid, forget it.
Yeah.
It needs to fit
Like
that
it's
hip.
glued on.
And brides, be careful about choosing the dress for your bridesmaids. I think be considerate of all different shapes and sizes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, some brides try to get the slinky dresses, and they're not going to look good on
Not everybody's the same size.
Right, and the venue too. You want to be mindful of where you're going to get married.
Right, and what time.
And what time and what time.
Your dress sets a whole tone for the entire event.
Exactly.
Everybody goes back home and goes, "Did you see her dress?"
Yeah.
You know,
And then pictures. Every time you flip a page in your book, there's those dresses. So make sure you love them and they look right for everybody, and especially the bride.
Well, and
bride's
then
dress.
it doesn't have to be a specific color.
No.
A lot of girls are thinking, oh, it has to be if my color is red, my girls all have to wear red.
No.
And they all have to be here, and they all have to have matching shoes, and they all have to have their hair done. It doesn't. And it actually looks better when it doesn't match.
Yeah.
You know, just coming from personal experience, seeing so many different bridal parties and all different shapes and sizes, and seeing what they look like when they're all together taking a picture, that it actually looks better when you're not so
It's a way to throw
matchy-matchy.
another color into the
Absolutely.
Right, and it's also good too that body types is their chest size.
Yeah.
A lot of girls are well endowed, so
Right.
they might need a strap or they might need a halter top.
Right.
It's
Yes.
okay to add
So
it
to
to
make
those
it
girls.
strapless.
Or
So
if you're
they're
a little
not
bigger,
yanking
some
and
girls
pulling.
want little jackets or little
That's
shrugs or
right,
longer
right,
dress or
right.
whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
and then that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and
it
I
looks
love
great.
the new trend of getting maybe a dress in all of the same color but different styles.
Different styles.
For
Yeah.
each bridesmaid,
cool.
so that each bridesmaid on your wedding feels
comfortable.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
that's important, and I
And
think
it
that
shows
in
the
your
pictures.
Penny, what about budget? Like, what do you say to the brides out there? I mean, obviously be realistic with your budget.
Yeah, absolutely, they need to be realistic. Yes, the dress is very important, but you can't come in wanting a couture gown, but with a $500 budget. That's not going to happen.
Yeah. Right.
However, there are a lot of boutiques that have couture gowns on sale, that you can get a great gown at a really reasonable price. You don't have to shop at some of those other discount bridal shops.
The
So
sample sales too.
the sample
Absolutely.
sales,
Or
there's
trunk
sales.
shows.
Trunk shows
Yeah.
is great because
Wonderful.
you meet the designer most of the time. So,
And they can
it's
customize the dress
and
just
they
for
can
your
customize
body,
the dress,
you
yeah,
know?
which is great. But you don't have to spend
Yes.
$10,000 to
Right.
get a gorgeous gown.
It just needs to fit you.
It needs to fit you, your personality,
And your budget.
and your budget.
You put your dress on like you're gonna get kids.
Linda Lowe, I'm just saying.